What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. A little twin. You know how it goes. Today, first of all, don't forget, I wanted to point something out. I don't know if I mentioned this in the past, but I like to pat myself on the back. Not Jeff and Sean, just myself. I am cranking out 8 shows a week, not 7. Most podcasts do 2, 1, maybe 5 at the most, if they're really feeling rambunctious or if they have a lot of people on them. I'm doing 8. 7 daily Buckeye Blitzes every day of the week, plus Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, our YouTube live show. Just wanted to put that out there. Give me my flowers, as they say. Anyways, appreciate everybody joining me. I'm your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast. Today, we're talking defense. The other day, I gave you my offense 2 deep for the Buckeyes in 2023. Today, I'm talking defense 2 deep for 2023. And let's kick it off with the DNs right there up front. The edge rushers, starters are pretty obvious. I mean, this is pretty much set in stone. JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer are your starters at both end positions. And we're not doing a jack position, so let's chill on that. Backups, Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry. Okay, you could swap either edge, either side, doesn't matter. Anyways, I think that's your 4 in the rotation, and I'm feeling much better about the D-line depth after seeing some of these scrimmages and especially the spring practice, not really in game. So feeling good about that. Got a deep group of edge rushers. Just have to see it during games from the young guys, but we've seen it from JT and Jack. JT was dominant during much of spring. Jack is obviously more comfortable now that he's focused back to DN. And don't forget about Mitchell Melton. Let's see where he factors in, if he is going to help out with the edge rushing depth or if he's strictly going to be in the jack position should they bring that back, So feeling good about that depth. D tackle, also feeling good, much better than I was a few months ago. Starters, I got Mike Hall and Ty Hamilton. Backups, I got Ty Leak, and then I got 2 guys, Jaden McKenzie, the older guy, and Hero Canoe, the young guy. Those guys are kind of a slash, or one of those 2 guys. So depth is good. I like the starting kind of 3 rotation of Mike Hall, Ty Hamilton, and Tyleek Williams. All these players, all 3 of those guys should have similar snap counts, total when we reach the end of the season. So look for that. They'll just be rotated in. Hall is still unblockable. We know that. If you can get a 4th guy out of Jaden McKenzie or Hero Canoe that you feel good about, I'm going to be pumped about that. If we have a solid 4 rotation at that D tackle position, that'll be great. McKenzie probably gets the nod over Hero Canoe just because he was his 4th year in the program, I believe. So let's see. And he's taken a lot of first team reps with the defense in the spring. So not all of them, but he has taken some. So we'll see. Linebacker. Let's talk linebacker now. Obviously, again, the starters should be etched in stone. And I'm going to say that for most of the defense here. Oh, the goddamn microphone over. Most of the defense, the starters are probably concrete, but the rotation and then the backups, and you got to keep these backups in mind when you're talking 2 deep because injuries do happen. You got to remember that. So linebacker, Eichenberg, Chambers at the mic and the will, we know that. And then your backups, Cody Simon at the mic, CJ Hicks at the will. I got to point out that Cody Simon gets overlooked a lot because of the flashy younger players that have come in, in the classes after him. But he's solid, man. Don't go back to 2021 when he was playing with a ripped up shoulder. I don't think that's fair. He wore that big ass black harness on his shoulder, and then I think it was right before the Rose Bowl, had surgery to repair that. So don't think about Cody Simon as that 2021 injured version. He is solid. He is smart as shit, gets the job done, gets everybody lined up, just like an Eichenberg would do. So remember him when and if we need a Mike linebacker to sub in for Tommy. Solid all around. Question is with the backers, will they be able to rotate more so CJ Hicks can get a more meaningful role and find more time on the field? You know, is there going to be some kind of rotation at that will position, or are they going to consider using him in more of that jack position where maybe he just lines up kind of floating around the defensive line behind him and then picks a hole and blitzes the quarterback, like say on a 3rd and long or whatever. So interesting to see how they utilize CJ. And you got to get him on the field. I've said this 1,000 times. You guys have said it back to me. So we're all on the same page there. It's just what will Jim Knowles and the defense do? And then Gabe Powers, don't forget him. I know he's not penciled into the 2 deep, but he looked really good in that spring practice we watched last week. So interesting to see how he factors in, if at all. Let's talk secondary now. Cornerbacks, we'll start on the outside, work our way back. Denzel Burke, Jordan Hancock, obviously. Then your backups, Davison Igbinosun and Jair Brown. One word I would use to describe this group right now is confident. They have a ton of swagger coming out of spring. We've talked ad nauseum about getting hands on balls. We can keep saying it if you want. Say it back to me. Hands on balls. I'm with you. I love it. I think you actually could have 3 starters and a rotation of 3 corners here with Denzel, Jordan, and Davison Igbinosun. So, and I might even go as far as 4 starters if Jair Brown keeps developing. Let's see how that goes. But confident corners are going to be huge overall for this secondary as a whole. Let's look at the nickel. Cam Martinez, he's practiced with the ones all season or all spring. And then the backup is Jihad Carter, the transfer from Syracuse. Now, I know the Buckeyes brought in Jihad Carter for a reason. He's got plenty of versatility, played in a similar defense at Syracuse, played all 3 safety positions. Maybe he gets reps around the other safety spots, but I think Cam has to be your starter there. And depending on what team we're playing that week, maybe the matchup calls for both Cam and Jihad Carter to play. You know, if somebody's coming out with, say, 4 or 5 wides, you know, and you need an extra nickel, that's an option. So I know we brought in a multi-year starter from Syracuse, but from the portal, I think at some point he's got to get reps. But who knows? We'll see how it plays out. You have to go by what you've seen, and Cam has practiced with the ones. I don't know any other way around it. So let's talk safeties. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 versions of the safeties. Give you the coach's preference from what we've seen in practice and scrimmages, and my preference. Not exactly a mirror image here. So coaches would prefer the starters be Proctor at the adjuster, the free safety, then Lathan Ransom at the bandit, boundary, covering tight ends and shit like that. Then the backups would be Kai Stokes at the adjuster and Sonny Styles at the bandit. Now, my preference would be this, and this is what I really thought they were going to go with, but we'll see. It's not time for the season yet. We got a few months. My preference would be Lathan Ransom at the adjuster, the free safety, not the bandit, and then Sonny Styles at the bandit in the box, lining up against tight ends, a la the Georgia game, the Wisconsin game. Then my backups would be still Kai Stokes at the free safety of the adjuster, and then Josh Proctor would be the bandit. Now, I know some of you are going to say Proctor is the older guy. He's been there 5-6 years or whatever. I get that. But What has he done to show you he deserves to start over Sonny Styles? I haven't seen it. It's year 5, 6, whatever. And we still have not seen, I don't know, a crazy playmaking ability out of Josh Proctor. I have not seen it, you know. Anyway, so the first team defense throughout all of spring has been Proctor and Ransom, like I mentioned, but not much else is 100% settled, in my opinion, other than Ransom playing the bandit. They seem to be settled on that. I wonder if Josh Proctor eventually plays his way back to the bench like he did in 2022 against, week 1 against Notre Dame. So I hate to give up big plays to prove a point, but it might happen. We know Proctor is susceptible to that. We've seen it over and over again. Love him as a hitter, big time weapon, but likes to get a little squirrely sometimes back there. And at the adjuster, you're supposed to be that last line of defense, the Jordan, Fuller. Thank you. Brain kicked in finally. The coffee helped. Jordan Fuller type, your last line. If a guy gets out the gate, you have to bring him down. And we haven't seen him do that ever. So Sonny still is contributing with the nickel package right now. They call him like a big nickel. So he comes in for Cam Martinez. But if you pull Cam out, bring in Sonny, like say against 2 tight ends set, something like that. So I would say Sonny needs more snaps than just a big nickel, double tights kind of thing where he might not play every game. And the final word on the safeties, the good news is that the room is deep. The safety room is very deep and quality. It's quality depth too. So we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments, reach out, email, you can always get a hold of me. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.